So I wanted to propose that since that monument does say dedicated to Pike County, that we petition the county that they would split the difference in moving that monument, the $31,000, $32,000, that they would pay half the cost, and we would further, I guess, open some type of fund to raise the additional $16,000 to move, relocate the monument. And if we have that account, then certainly the individuals that came before the board and any other private citizen that wants to contribute money to move the monument have an opportunity between now and the next board that's coming in to get those funds to help move that monument. Of course, we had Mr. Abbott from Stockdale Rangers came before us talked about how important it was to him, and Ms. Johnson, Sylvia Johnson, Mr. Michael Barfield, he also came. So I think that's fair. The fairest thing to do is ask the county if they would split the cost since the monument is dedicated to the county. Moving the monument to the cemetery that you talked about before in Magnolia would be the ideal place. I don't know who all has gone down there, but I went and looked, and it's a real suitable place. Since the monument says dedicated to the county, that should remove the issue about the municipality. It being in the municipality, no law speaks about that being in the municipality and had to remain, but anyway, that clears that up, what's on the monument. So to make sure that we're all trying to get along here with that monument being relocated, everybody, we're going to all have to give a little bit, give and get a little bit. So why don't we split the cost with the city, with the county, to $32,000, split that cost, and then this board takes the action to open up account to generate funds, donations, to receive donations, to build that other part, that $16,000, $17,000, to get that part. And when the next board comes in, then we can proceed on moving the monument or relocate it to Pike County with no objections.
Well, then a motion to skip the motion that's on the floor?
Yes.
Is there a motion to skip? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of skipping the motion that was presented? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right. Now, you want to discuss a couple of items here. So you're proposing that the county
that we approach the county with splitting the cost of relocating the monument.
Okay.
And we also open up an account to take contributions to relocate the monument so it'll be safe and sound. It wouldn't be fair. Nobody gets all up in the air, but it's not fair. Not fair for us to ask citizens that don't want to put any money into moving this monument to put money. So we're talking about 70% of the citizens don't want a quarter of their money going to relocate. They just want it gone. So let's give the opportunity for other people through this account to make donations so we can help get it moved safe and sound.
Okay.
And we're going to a new year with that issue solved.
All right. You know, you know, and yes, but in light of what the Attorney General has written to the city, there may be I think there's just a question mark out there that I have that causes concern about the fact that we could be found to be wrong in what we're doing here, and so that just is something I've got to overcome myself. That in light of what I'm reading here, is can we in fact do this? got to figure that out for myself. Senator Eubanks?
We're sending off a letter to the Attorney General's office, piggyback on what Mr. Brock said. I know the Attorney General said that it was for the city of McComb and could not be moved outside the city limits, but as Selectman Brock has said, it is not for the city of McComb, it is for Pike County. And I don't think that the Attorney General was advised of the correct messaging on the statute. So hopefully we'll get a Attorney General's opinion advised as to its being able to be, since it was dedicated to Pike County. McComb just happened to be the city they dropped it in. We're saying that since it was dedicated to Pike County, then it should be able to be moved within Pike County. And that's what it was dedicated to. And if you take time to go out there and read it, it'll tell you it's dedicated to Pike County, not of McComb, but Pike County. And since as we know, the graveyard in Magnolia is within the confines of Pike County, hopefully we'll get a clearer judgment as to its ability to be relocated.
Yeah. Dedicated to the, what is it? I think it says soldiers of Pike County, not just
soldiers of Pike County.
Yeah.
And since there are no soldiers, I don't believe, well, we do have a graveyard here in Pike County dedicated to Confederate soldiers, but I took time to go out and look at that facility in Magnolia, and I think that it would be a perfect location.
Okay, well, y'all get that, I appreciate the drafting that letter, get it off, see what that says, that helped me. All right.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Does anybody else want to speak on that issue?
I don't see any hands up.
Now I'll take another turn.
Well, go ahead.
The Attorney General's opinion was a little misleading, which wasn't misleading with the statute. The statute is clear. However, we have a unique situation with a monument statue out there that has specific engraving on it. It says dedicated to Pike County, and that was not incorporated into the letter that went to the Attorney General that would have made it a little bit clearer. So the question, you always get, depending on what you ask, what you get back on the statute. So it's not clear. The letter that went to the Attorney General wasn't clear in saying that statue monument was dedicated to Pike County. It says if it's a city monument, it's not a city monument.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Selectman Cameron?
So what are the ifs, ands, and buts? If the county says yes, or if they say no, and if we set up an account and
those are things that we could do.
Okay. And if we set up an account and it takes 4 years to raise $16,000, it's going to sit there for 4 years. I'm just asking.
I can answer that. Okay. Anything else?
Yes.
Want to speak again?
The new incoming board could waive that.
Right. Okay. You want to talk about city elections while we're still up in this addendum item? Selectman Brock.
Yes. Madam Clerk, where are we on the city elections for 2018?
Where are we as far as?
Any and all parts.
Well, requested, well, we've already requested machines, because we'll be embarked from the county. I've called Secretary of State's office for training for myself and for the election commissioner. We met once, the election commission once. Pretty much it, we're getting ready to form, be ready January 2nd for candidates to register. That's pretty much it.
What are the dates as far as registering all the way through?
Register, you can register and run on January 2nd. Deadline is March 2nd, 2018. Primary election May 1st, 2018.
Hold on, what was the second, was the deadline?
March 2nd, 2018.
Okay.
Primary, May 1st, 2018. Runoff, May 15th, 2018. And election, June 19th, 2018. And the elected official will take office on July 1st.
Question.
Yes.
What was the primary date?
May 1st.
May 1st. Okay, who's running the primary?
Even who's running for him.
Primaries are run by the parties.
Primaries are run by the party. Has the party met?
Not to my knowledge.
Do you know when they're gonna meet?
No, sir, I saw email from Vernell Simmons that says he wanna meet today, but he hadn't contacted me about it. I just saw email when I got back today. It was my first day back, and I had email from you from Sunday, asking for some information about the previous election.
Okay,
That's all I have.
have you had any other contact from any selectmen?
I have not.
In regard to the election, okay, so the primary was May 1, and the parties have not met.
With my knowledge, they have not. They didn't inform me if they did.
Okay, and as you just said, Mayor, the primaries are run by the parties.
Primaries qualify their candidates and run by the parties, that's correct.
Okay, the party chair is here, Mr. Simmons, do you know when you all gonna meet?
Well, I had
Mr.
asked,
Simmons,
a couple
Mr.
of
Simmons,
weeks
Mr. Simmons, you may speak.
Sir?
You may speak. Chair recognizes Mr.
I
Simmons.
asked a couple of weeks ago about some information, we hadn't met in a while. One of our members had passed, and I wanted to try to clarify getting all of my members together, but some revelations came up to the point in which, pertaining to the election, so I had called a couple of members, and I was trying to get them to meet today. After this meeting, most of them get off after 5 o'clock, so I wanted to get with the Republican, city, municipal election chairperson, so we can discuss who, this is like the mayor said, the elected, members of the municipal election, those that run the primary election, so we want to stick to that. We want to, stick to, paper ballots. We want to stick to all of the things that's been going on for the last, couple of elections. We want to make it as transparent as possible, and we want to try to encourage the citizens and I don't know, I think it's Larry McDaniel and I think Larry Stewart. I see a couple of members on the Republican side, I don't know if they're still there or not. And Mrs. Phoebe, whatever, but I didn't have their numbers, so that's the reason I couldn't contact the Republican chair to try to get together to try to figure out how we want to do the election coming up in 2018. So if I could, Madam Clerk, if I could get the Republican chairperson for the municipal elections, I would appreciate that. Any communication that I could get on that behalf. But we did it in 2013, 14. I figure we'll be equipped to do it again.
Thank you, Mr. Simmons. Yes, sir. Good deal. All right. You get your dates? Selectman McComb.
Did you say you're using the county's machines?
No, we cannot, they won't be right, we have the election fail, so we give you some Jackson ESN.
So you will have machines?
Oh, yes, I have the quote already, it's something in proposal.
Okay. And the general election poll workers,
The election
County?
commissioner's working on those.
election commissioner, and they can request the county to use their poll workers, right?
I don't know if I think they have to do it in the city, so I think they have a list of their own.
Okay,
The last time they tried to use
I
them.
understand.
Senator Rock.
The primaries, the election primaries, whether they use machines or papers, decided by the chairperson, not the city clerk, not this board. We don't run the election. In the primary, general election is different, but primaries are run by the parties. They decide the ones to decide whether or not we use machines or paper. In the last election that we used in the primary, we used paper. So those are the individuals who have to get together and decide whether or not they're going to use paper or machines.
I'll give the clerk, she's handling this for the city, and she'll get all this
Either way, it'd be
organized.
my job to get the information, they hadn't let me know, I haven't been notified.
All right, anything else? Okay, I need a motion to consider authorizing hearings to be held for possible demolition of up to 17 properties within the city of McComb.
So moved.
Selectman Eubanks. Selectman Tullis. Regina, got this, or Mr. Lambert got this?
I got it. And I will apologize, when I sent in the request,
they had given me an original request that said 17, and if y'all look at your list you got, that was added to your package this morning, there's actually a total of 18 properties.
All right.
What this is, there are a number of parcels that my understanding is have been addressed, in talking to the staff at Planning and Zoning, that have been addressed in the past. Some have had hearings. In a lot of cases, the property owners have been notified and been told they need to do something with it. They've not done it. Some of the properties may have had hearings up to 2 years ago, but they were never cleaned up, and we've kind of taken the approach that it's been over a year, you could have a change in ownership, and this kind of thing. So what we looked at is we got a list of these properties that y'all have, 2 on Avenue B, 2 on DeSoto, 3 on Elmwood, 1 on Frank Mingo, 2 on Holmes Street, 2 on Holmes Avenue, 1 on Lincoln, 1 on Louisiana, 2 on North Broadway, 1 on Dyson, and 1 on 3rd, that are ready, in their opinion, to be advertised and have hearings on. Now, I realize we're going to have some budget restraints, but I was kind of hoping that if we did this and got these 18 approved, had our hearings, then we could advertise for bids, and let's see what the bids came in on all 18. If the money wasn't there to do all 18, we would break it down and do what we could do, and re-advertise to do what we could do in this order, and then turn around and we'll have another budget year starting in October, which means the properties would not be over a year old, and at that point in time, we would have the demo done at that point in time. Because I'm hoping with this many, some of our bids would come in, we could get maybe some outsiders, some others to bid, and maybe get some cheaper prices. We want to limit it to just basically tearing down the structures and removing the structures, and then see what we could do through Public Works as far as trying to clean up the property. Okay?
All right.
So that's what I did. I know that's a lot of hearings to have at one time, but we've been working on this for some time, trying to get all our ducks in a row, and they finally came up with this now.
So, through board action, do we need to set up public hearings with specific, date specific?
Yes, sir.
I don't see any date specific in this, Mr. Lambert.
Well, I wasn't sure. There was some confusion the last time I brought it in here as to how we did this. My understanding was at that point in time, the board just authorized us to set a hearing, and we could set it on a board meeting date. If you want to set it for a date, I know we've got a meeting the 16th and the 23rd. I would rather wait with this many properties till the first meeting in February,
Okay.
to have the hearing at whatever date that is.
With that number. The first meeting in February would be February 13th. You agree with that, Madam Clerk?
Yes, sir.
All right. 5 p.m. in this boardroom?
With that many, Mayor, you really have to go through conducting a hearing and the board finally voting to take action, and they should be done while in the same hearing individually. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. That's one reason, Mayor, do y'all want to try to break them up and do a block and do another block another day?
So you want it actually,
Well,
through my
I-
docket, one item, one property.
No, do them all, but just allow time to do them all, most of them. I would hope that Mr. Lambert and Ms. Melton, will have photographs, will have some person to say what is derelict or dangerous about the buildings, and just a brief. Ordinarily, when they're done, they don't take 4 or 5 minutes.
You want to back it up to 4?
I would think that those number of hearings could be held in an hour and a half, yes, sir.
4 p.m., February 13th.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I flat wrote 17.
So this motion would, restating would be, if we were to consider authorizing public hearings concerning possible demolition up to 18 properties within the city of McComb, 4 p.m., February 13th, 2018, in the boardroom. Something along those lines. That needs to be restated? City Attorney?
Yes, sir. What was it?
4 p.m.
4 p.m., yes, sir. And that should allow sufficient time to conduct those hearings.
And then in that process, you'll have 18 properties that you'll have descriptions of, that Virginia can go through one by one, call them up and give comments, and the board have to look at it.
We'll probably have Mr. Simmons and Mr. Addison here to address the property specifically, have files on each property that gives pictures, and I'll tell them, have them work up a description of what's wrong with the properties and that kind of thing.
All right.
Okay?
I know it's been motioned to second, but I would like to restate the motion, if you would allow, board, without objection, that we would consider authorizing a public hearing to be held for the possible demolition of up to 18 properties within the city of McComb at 4 p.m., February 13th, 2018, in this boardroom. There'll be a motion and a second.
So,
And
Sir?
serve the owners.
Right. We'll notify the owners and that kind of thing.
And giving notice to owners.
Yes, sir.
And giving notice to owners. So moved and seconded. Further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, the motion carries. All right, we've been, wow, board, I'm glad, that's going on today. Wow. Merry Christmas. Ma'am? All right. I did want to show you this, and I thought this was pretty cool. This is not in Pike County, mind you, and I wish it were in Pike County, but Jimmy Fields, who was with Ingalls, came by the office and said, Mayor, we're at Ingalls Shipyard, and we're in Pascagoula, Mississippi. We are the state's largest employer. They employ 11,500 people today. And this is his words. We've got a $22 billion backlog in work to be done for the U.S. government, and making America great again. There are more and more ships to be built, and the backlog is going to get even greater. And so they need to grow to 16 or 17,000 employees. 16 was the number. And so they're starting a class at Southwest to start training people. So if someone will sign up, someone needs work, they can go to Southwest, get enrolled in a 12-week class, and be, they've got a document that says you finish this course and you're